Hey everybody, Karen here. And first of all, Merry Christmas to everybody. Nobody's here today, it's just me and my husband, so it's quiet. And I thought, I'm kind of bored. We did our Christmas yesterday. So I thought, I'm gonna do something. And I did, I went outside and I started looking around. I saw a bunch of plants growing and they're bloomed because it's pretty warm here in Tennessee. So I guess the plants are getting confused and they think it's springtime, I don't know. But I found some Purple Dead Nettle and I found some Henbit nettle. And so I want to show you guys exactly what these are and what the difference is really. And as far as medicinal properties go, there's not a lot of differences, but their looks are different. So this one right here is your Purple Dead Nettle, and it's in the mint family, so it's got a square stem. And let's see if I can get that close enough. And there are blooms in there. I don't know if you can tell it or not. They're kind of pinkish purpley. And you see the square stem there, the big leaves. And the whole stem pretty much has leaves on it. And then we have the henbit right here. And they're also, you know, square stem because they're mint family, but you see the difference. They're smaller and the flowers are a little bit bigger, and they don't have, you know, leaves going all the way down. So a lot smaller of a leaf. But as far as medicinally, they kind of do the same thing. People, I think, just tend to go for more the Purple Dead Nettle because they have a lot more plant matter on there. So that's got a lot more blooms going on. You know, they don't, what had happened, they were a little more petals on there, but when I went and picked these today, I brought them in, got them in the sink, and I washed them down really good, make sure there's no ants or bugs or anything going on, and then I let them sit for a little while to dry, because we don't want to make a tincture with any wet, fresh plant matter. That we don't need the water in there. So what I'm going to do is these guys right here, I'm probably just going to cut up and put in my tea that I have here. So let's see where my scissors go. Here they are. So first thing we're going to do is make a tincture out of this, okay? And I hope that I have enough here in the bowl to do that. So these guys right here are the ones, see how wilty they are now? That's really good. They're not hard or dry, but they are dry as far as not being wet from where I washed them. So what we're gonna do is take your fresh, this is Purple Dead Nettle that I'm using. I'm not mixing them up, I'm just using that. And you don't have to chop your plants up for sure. You can just cut them somewhat so we can release some of those juices and let that plant know that it's gonna be used for its properties, its medicinal value. I'm probably gonna make a mess, and I'm gonna try to go a little quick for you. I don't want to waste anybody's time, especially on Christmas. Don't want to do that. So I just got a regular pair of scissors, that's it, just cutting it up. You don't have to cut them really tiny either. Just enough to open the surface of the plant. Now, these are high in vitamins, vitamin C. It's good for digestion. You can eat it raw. You can eat it cooked. You can eat the whole entire plant. A lot of people just put it in smoothies, or a lot of people just pick it up and eat it. They're a little bit fuzzy though, so some people wouldn't want that little, it's kind of like a peach fuzz in a way, so it's kind of like that, especially with the younger ones. So some people prefer to eat it that way, smoothie. You can put it in soup, salad, whatever you want to do there. And try to go a little bit quicker for you. But I'm doing this, I didn't do it previous to the video, prior to the video, because I actually want you guys to see how it's done, instead of me just tell you, well, I washed them and I let them dry and you put them in here. You know, I wanted to go in a little more detail. That way you can actually see what's going on with them. And you probably have a bunch too, unless you're in a really cold place right now. I'm in Tennessee. We still got like 74, I think, today or something like that. I think I told you. And it's been warm here. It's not been really cold. We've had some cold nights, but the days, I mean, it's like mostly 40s and 50s, 60s, you know, it's been pretty warm. And I think I already told you to make sure that these are completely dry from washing them, because you can water down your alcohol. And these are water soluble. The alcohol we're using has little water in it anyway, because we're not using pure grain. But you can look up a lot. You can Google what these guys are good for, both of them, the Purple Dead Nettle and the Henbit. But they're good for allergies, which I have right now. It's super windy out. I mean, it is windy today. And so I was like, these would be great for my allergies. All that wind going on and stirring up all that dust. So all that coughing and sneezing and everything. These guys will help take care of that. If you have a digestion problem, these guys will help with that. Now, you can use it to help you use the bathroom, if you know what I mean, but it would have to be in large quantities. Most people don't use this in large quantities. But yeah, you can Google it, do your own research. That's what I always tell everybody. And there's a lot more information than what I'm putting out there. But I like for people to do their own research as well, not just me to tell you everything about it. And I can't remember every little thing about it. I forget. Especially when I get to making these videos, my head kind of thinks of 100 million things at one time. And so I forget a lot of information. Oh, this is a quart jar, by the way, that I'm using. And you see, I'm not being perfect with it. I'm just cutting it somewhat, getting it in there. That's the good thing about it. You don't have to be perfect. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. Main thing is make sure that you're getting all of your plant matter from the ground, that it has no pesticides. That's the main thing. Which for me, we don't use any pesticides, and I know my neighbors don't all the way around me. So, and then I have the woods in the back of my house, and that's not messed with back there, so that's clean too. I've done my research on the pesticides, because we don't want to defeat the purpose, right? Being healed, and then put a chemical that's poisonous to us. I don't want to do that. So we're getting a little bit closer. Now I use a chopstick. I don't, like I said, you don't pack it real tight, just kind of, you know, a little. I barely touched it and it went down, so we've got a lot more room. I had to use a Bluetooth today, and I don't like that, because it sounds like I'm deaf in one ear when I do that. But for some reason, when I first start a video, it doesn't record the first few words that I say. When I say hello, it's silent. I'm like, I hate that. And then after, I don't know, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, it picks up, and then you can hear me. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if any of you guys know what's going on with it or not, but if you do, let me know what I can do to fix that, because I don't know. I'm too new at videos, so I don't get all of that. You know, I'm good on computers. I know my way around that really well. but making videos, and a lot of times you see people speed and edit their videos and do this and that, and I'm like, how the heck do they do it? I don't know. So there might be an app or something you have to get, I don't know, to be able to edit those videos like that. Couldn't tell you. But I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. I know I'm just rambling while I'm cutting these up, but you don't want to just watch in silence, right? Or maybe you do. So this is getting pretty full. I'm still going with it. Now, I'm probably gonna have a little bit left over, not enough to do much with. So I'll let it completely air dry, and then I'll put them in a paper bag or something like that, and then just pick more. And then when I get, you know, just let them keep drying, just like a regular spice, you know, completely dried, and just keep saving them up and use it for teas. Or I can make an oil out of it and make some salves out of this stuff, because oh yeah, this is really good pain reliever too, and it helps with bleeding. It's also helps clean cuts and scrapes and things like that. So I mean, it's got a lot of different properties to it, a lot of helpful things. And I'm gonna fill this up to the top. I don't want any air in there. No, not too much space for just alcohol, because I want a good strong tincture. And then I'll have that tincture for whatever I need it for, you know, whatever remedy ailment. I have digestion issues, so this stuff would be perfect for me. And I found a lot of people have digestive issues. I think it's all the fast food that we have. Our diets are just terrible. And I'm trying to change that as well. I eat out a lot, which I haven't for a couple of weeks now, because I found out I have very, very high cholesterol, so I got to reverse that for sure. The triglycerides is very high. Some cholesterol is good for us, but I got the bad stuff going on right now, so I gotta fix it. That was really perfect. Honestly, I had the bowl. It's empty, so I picked that perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is get my vodka. And this is 100 proof that I'm gonna be using. Whenever you're using fresh plant matter like this, it's really best to use 100 proof. You can use other proofs of vodka, but then you have to do the math of the water to alcohol ratios, and I don't want to do the math. I just so 100 proof. We got 50-50 going on here. Get the other one. This is my last bottle. I'm gonna have to get some more. Not today though. Everything's closed because it's Christmas. So it takes quite a bit of vodka. Now a lot of people use organic vodka. I don't. I just go get what I can because it's so hard to find organic. And then I'm gonna fill this vodka to the very tip top, all the way to the top. Very little room because the oxidation process. You don't want that. You don't want air to be able to get in there. And that's it for making a tincture with Purple Dead Nettle. And as always, label it, because we might forget. Oh, see, I tried to put fresh on there. Because I always want to, I can see that it's fresh, but I like to put it on there just because. So then, that's probably reversed in this, but Purple Dead Nettle, my 100 proof, and the date. And then I'm going to put this in a cool, dark place. I do 8 to 10 weeks. I usually do 10 weeks. I just feel more comfortable with it. I'm going to shake it every single day. It's, you know, the best I can. I mean, there might be a few days that I might forget or something, but when you think about it, shake it every day so you can get that alcohol throughout the whole plant. So we have that. That is done. And then the next thing I'm going to show you, now that'll be done in 8 to 10 weeks, like I said. So cool, dark place until then and shake it. And then after that, you'll strain it. This isn't dirty, it's just used a lot. I had some turmeric, so it stained it. But when it's time to strain it, I'll put it in a cheesecloth and wring it out really, really good to make sure I get all of the medicinal properties out of the plant and I don't leave anything behind. So that's what I'll do then. And the next thing I want to show you is this. Now this is some that, it's not wilted yet. It is dry, but it's not wilted yet. And I put this off to the side because I'm going to make a tea with it. And I've already boiled my water. Got it real good and hot. So this is the tea pitcher that I showed you before. And I think it's Ingenious Brewing teapot or something. But anyway, it's got a filter in there to where it doesn't let your plants go through. And so when you put your cup on it to let your tea come out later on, none of that plant matter will go into the cup and you have just clean, fresh tea. So, but anyway, what I'm going to do with that is I had some of these flower petals that fell off and I'm going to use them. I try not to waste anything. I like to use all of it because this plant gave its life up for me. So I want to respect my plant for sure. Now this, I am combining the henbit with the Purple Dead Nettle for my tea. That's completely okay. And I'll just cut it up in there. And this is going to be pretty too when it's done with those flower petals. I think one shot across the floor. But again, it doesn't have to be. Now I will tell you too that some of this is going to be fresh that I'm using, which are these right here. And you don't really have to steep it that long when it's fresh, but I'm going to. And some people may argue that fact. I don't know. But I'm going to do it because it's my way. Do it my way. That was my dad's favorite song he would like to sing for karaoke. So he must be with me right now for me to say that. For me to feel that way. Okay, so I have those in there. And get a drink because I was outside and all that wind, and I keep a dry throat in the wintertime. Oh, it's terrible. It makes me cough, everything. Now I do have some cinnamon chips, but right now what I'm going to be using, and this is Ceylon cinnamon, a little stick. Ceylon cinnamon is supposed to be a little bit better for you than regular cinnamon, the cassia kind. And this isn't as robust either as the other. And a lot of people just drop the stick in there and let it be, but I can't help myself. I have to break it up a little bit just to inform my plant, let them know, hey, I'm going to be using you and I need what's inside of you to make me better. That might sound a little silly, if it's true. So I break it up a little bit, put it in there, because I want a little bit of that cinnamon. That helps with blood pressure and a bunch of other stuff. Again, do research on all these. And then I also have some self-heal that is dried. And I don't know, it's like a little over a teaspoon or something. Self-heal is what I found in Kentucky. And I tried it because it is amazing. You can look up self-heal or Prunella vulgaris. That's another one, another name for it. And then people also call it heal all. And that's because this little booger right here pretty much does heal everything. I've had a leg problem lately, inflammation, arthritis, and I haven't been able to walk very good whatsoever for 3 days now. Such pain, I just felt like I was gonna die, nothing's helping it. And so I get my herbal teas and I'm fine today. The inflammation is gone and the swelling, and I can walk with no problem. So that's really good. So I'm gonna put some self-heal in there too. This is just a little tea blend. And this isn't gonna have a whole lot of flavor because self-heal really don't have flavor. Dead Nettle and Henbit, they really don't have much flavor either. The main flavor is gonna be that cinnamon there. And then I also have some, let's see if you can see that. That's rooibos, I think that's how you pronounce it. Rooibos, red rooibos tea. And I'll pour that into there. And that's probably about a teaspoon too. And that's really good for diabetes, blood pressure, inflammation, full of vitamins and minerals and all that good stuff. It's really good for that. Now you can add anything you want. I mean, you can make your own tea blends. This right here, the main flavor is gonna be the cinnamon. The rooibos tea has a little flavor, not a whole lot. So here we go. Pour my water in there. Isn't that pretty though? And I'm gonna have these little flower petals floating around. So I'm gonna take my little stick too. I'm gonna stir that up a little bit because I want it blended really good. And get those flower petals moving around. I'm gonna fill this to the very top. Like I said before, this is 16-ounce teapot, BPA free. I wish there was a glass one. I think that would be amazing. Don't want to forget petals. The petals are pretty sweet and I mean, not a lot of flavor, but they put a little sweetness in there. I fill that to the top and then close that lid. What I like about this is this lid does not let any steam escape from it, so I like that a lot because when you brew or steep and it's steaming a lot, you're losing a lot of your medicinal properties of that plant. So the best bet is to keep it completely sealed so you don't lose any of your properties with your plant. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there we go. And then I'm gonna let this steep 6 to 8 hours, something like that. And then, like I said, and I showed you on the previous video, but I'll show you again. Let me get a different cup. Here, I just had water in this while ago, but I wanted to show you. And I'll just barely do it because I don't want to waste anything. It's not had time to steep, but I just want to show you. This thing fits on almost any size of cup unless it's bigger than this base. But you put it on your cup and it automatically starts going. And then it stops. And then I have a base for it somewhere, but it don't drip, so I'm not even using it. And there is no plant life, no plant matter in that. It's just straight tea. So I love that thing right there. It's really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the water back in there. Or that little bit of tea. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna let this tincture sit for the 8 to 10 weeks, and I will strain it really well and be able to use it then for whatever ails me. And this right here. I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit because I'm probably gonna make another thing of tea with this in a little while, so I'll just leave it in that glass. But they're just pretty anyway, little flowers going on in there. So that's it, people. We have made a tincture today, and we made an herbal tea today with a lot of great properties. Lower blood pressure, cholesterol, inflammation, relieves pain. It's so good for you, these right here. And it's a very light flavor. This is not going to be strong at all. So, and when this is done in the 8 hours, and sometimes I let it steep overnight, but at least 8 hours, I'll pour it in my cup and put a little bit of honey in it. And sometimes I don't. I don't put honey at all. I just drink it the way it is a lot of times. And that's it. So I think that's all I wanted to show you for now. I can't think of anything else. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments and I'll get back with you, okay? But thanks for watching, people. Y'all have a great day and Merry Christmas.